So let's talk about some ways to get engagement and attendance at your next event. Mars, you kick it off for us.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to the grassroots way, really that connection. Again, we always talk about how everything's AI now or so tech heavy. This is going to be going back to that personal connection. So doing door-to-door personal invites and calls, encouraging residents to come. This is something that they're probably not used to, and it'll be a like breath of fresh air just because it's not done anymore.
Okay, so I love that one. I remember as a property manager, I used to do the door-to-door, and I would use it as a time to connect with my residents when I could. And so I know it's not always feasible, but what you could do as an alternate to this, Mars, is just to say as a team, hey, anybody over the next week that comes in, let's actually hand them an invite, personally invite them and be like, I'd love to see you there.
Now let's go into encouraging your residents to bring their friends. We know word of mouth is always king. So having them bring their friends to your community is really continuing to build that same community. And it just makes it so much more fun for them. They'll be more comfortable at your event too, having their friends. So that's a great way to do it too.
So I have two. So first of all is posting eye-catching posters on your community board and in your amenity spaces. I don't think we said that.
No.
Okay, so that one I love because any of the invites that we do, you can print them out. And I think what we always try to do is make them look so beautiful so that people are going to be like, hey, what is that? That looks different.
Right.
So making sure you do that, and don't forget your amenity spaces. If you see people like using the fitness center, using your laundry center, you know, where the mailbox is, post it anywhere and everywhere you can. People need that early reminder, and then they need all the reminders leading up to
reminders.
Right? Yeah. And then the next one that I was going to share was setting up a resident ambassador program. So I love this idea. If you have residents that are just kind of like the ones that are always in the office, like sometimes they can be a pain because it's like they take a lot of your time. But what I thought about this is, why not enlist some of those people and actually give them an official role as an ambassador, and then say, hey, can you help us spread the word about different initiatives that we're doing? And when they do, it's like they're the people that naturally talk to everybody. They're professional friend makers. Getting them involved is a really fun way to, you know, you have more boots on the ground, so to speak.
They're doing the work for you too.
Yeah.
Right. Also, remembering that people are going to forget. So sending out nice email invitations and timely reminders. Again, we're working so hard to make these events a success.
Yep.
We want to make sure that we're not just telling them the day of the event. We want to do it in a timely way so they have time to plan and to actually attend.
We see how you guys operate, and it's like, it is mind-boggling how you juggle so many things. We're literally always like, I don't know how the property managers are juggling so much. And so we know sometimes it is last minute. You're like, oh my goodness, I forgot to do that. We're here for you for that. So it happens. But part of it is getting people reminded with enough time. And then, like Marcy said, all the days leading up to it. So something else we love is creative signage and floor decals. We used to do with chalk the day of the event, like event today. We also at Sprout, we sell banners, bandit signs that are really beautiful, double-sided, and they'll say event today or event, you know, this week. And you can put those out in the days leading up, depending on what it says, for your event and then the day of. So again, it's a party. Make sure everybody knows when and where they need to be.
Right. Okay, now we're going to kind of jump to the social media aspect and the digital engagement here. So you really want to build anticipation for your event. And you can do that with an event countdown on Instagram. You can do that. It'll actually remind them the day of the event as well. So use those. It's something free, and it'll allow it to be fresh in their mind too.
Okay, I love that. And because Instagram has that great feature. And then teasers and behind the scenes videos, like when you're getting things from Amazon that are part of the decor, or you know, secured like the food that you're going to be bringing, sharing some of that stuff a couple of days ahead of time to give people that FOMO, the fear of missing out. You want them to do that. So all of the little things as you're decorating or as y'all are talking about it, that gives them an inside look that you all care. So it makes them care too.
Right. Also, give residents a voice, and you can do this with interactive polls about event details, or even like what events you're wanting to host at your community. Get them involved. And in reality, if they're telling you what kind of events they want to, you know, go to, you can really tailor it to fit your community.
Yeah, and it could be even things like if you're going to host a movie, do a this or that movie. Or if you're going to do, you know, like, hey, if we did do, you know, a gala, would you guys, for the Academy Awards, would you dress up? You know, to find out what people would do. Okay, so now going to the business collabs and incentives, partnering with a local business to sponsor and promote your event could be a really cool way. So for example, if you're doing, like we talked about the plant event, if you're doing that, specifically, you could actually partner with a local nursery and say, hey, can you guys come in and either provide seeds or plants or potting mix, and maybe talk to our residents a little bit about, the different tips to make sure that your plants grow well. What would be really neat about that is you could even say, and you guys can promote it on your social channels. If you want to invite your clients out here too, we'll host the space. That's a way that you could get it to be not just a resident event, but also a marketing event.
Right. So win-win for both. So also featuring gift certificates or discounts, you're doing that anyway from the local businesses as the prizes that you're handing out to your residents. Again, this gets them familiar with things around the area, and you really are creating that relationship with the businesses right near you.
I love that, Mars, because I'm thinking even with those events, those videos, teasers that you're going to do, hey guys, we just got a, $50 gift card for X Mexican restaurant. Hey guys, it's like somebody's going to walk away with that, at this event. Is it going to be you? You're building that anticipation. And then I do think having residents actually register, where you maybe create it through one of those programs like, evites.com, or even just a calendar invite. You can have them sign up early. Maybe the first 10 people to sign up get something exclusive. I also think by sending a calendar invite, what you're doing is you're getting people to get it on their calendar. And I know for me, if it's not on my calendar,
it's not happening at all.
Exactly. Okay, that was like
I know that was a sister moment we had. Okay, so communication is key, right? But let's do it in an innovative way. So sharing video invitations online and via email, again, we talked about it earlier, sending those timely reminders, but how cool would it be if they open that email and it's a video from you and your team inviting them to the event or reminding them about the event? It's something different.
I feel like videos are just so much more personal.
Right, and they can actually connect with you. They see your personality a little more.
They feel the energy.
Right.
Okay, the other one is if you have elevators or other common areas, you could decorate with the event theme as a reminder. So I'm just thinking, like, say that you were going to do this Barbie event and you literally deck out an elevator, like with all the pink and the fringe, or you could tease it out, right? Like you could say, you're going to do a plant day and it's like hint, and then you have some kind of cool thing that you hang up.
Right.
I just think those are the kind of ways that get people excited. And I know, sometimes you'll have capacity to do that and sometimes you just won't. You don't have to do all 17. I would be so that's a lot. Impossible. But do what you can do.
Right. And it's just about that experience. So let's go into community involvement and getting your residents involved.
Yeah.
So involve your residents in the planning through resident committees.
Yeah, we don't do this enough. It's interesting because at the associations, you have a committee for everything and it's like a group of people. I think this is a really cool idea.
Yeah, I know. The more that are involved, first of all, more people will be attending your events and it gets them all excited and they're telling their, the other residents. So this is a great way to have more people involved in this.
And the way that you could go about doing it, because it might seem like, daunting, how do we do it, is either one, you could specifically invite a handful of residents that always show up to events. Or you could put out something in your e-newsletter or your social media and you could say, hey guys, we're looking for 3 people to help, create kind of the momentum for our resident events and help us decide what events we're rolling out in 2024, and then they can submit if they're interested in doing that. And maybe they get a little something for doing it too. So I could see this being a really cool program that almost ties into your ambassador program. So the next one is the feedback loop, right? So if you get surveys after, even if you have 5 people attend, ask them what they enjoyed about it. What would they have liked different? 3 questions. Try to keep it super simple. You could even do Google Forms or monkey survey.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I think it's. Is that what the survey? I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But when you do that, then it helps you make adjustments for the next go around. But what I also like is if there is something very positive, then you can use those little catchphrases, those testimonials in your next invite. Hey, you don't want to miss this one. Here's what Lisa had to say.
Right. And don't feel like, oh no, I'm nervous to hear what they say. Maybe they didn't like it. But if they have some even constructive criticism, it really will help you for the next event to make it even better.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now the last one is creating healthy FOMO. I have to laugh. I always have FOMO with posts showing others what they missed. So make sure that you're taking these event pictures. Make sure that somebody is really in charge of that, because this is really going to help you later on. Spreading out posts, showing people how much fun your residents had at the event and creating that FOMO.
So what I love about that is I think we put so much effort into these events, and then I see communities the next day, they'll post like all these pictures and it's great. But what we would encourage is do that, but then schedule to share those regularly. So if you had an event in February, share it multiple times in March, in April. You can also save it to a folder so that next February you're like, flashback to our last February event. This one's going to be even better.
That's a great idea.
So just those are the things, like when you're putting on your marketing hat, is how do we get the most bang for exactly like what we are, like the most bang for all this effort that we're putting.
Exactly. Yeah. So these are 17 ways to really work on getting that engagement and make sure your residents are attending your events.
So which one was your favorite? I'd love to hear from you. If you want that worksheet, go to trysproutfree.com. You can download it and use it as a guide when you are hosting your event to know which one of those things will help move that needle and make sure that you're getting the best bang for your resident events. All right, guys, that's a wrap on today's multifamily mix. Keep shaking things up at your community, your career, and most importantly, your life. Until we mix and mingle again, see you next week, friend.